Welcome back to Fixing My Faith. My name is Vern. Today we're going to be looking at Jehovah's Witnesses and what type of an organization Jehovah's Witnesses really are. When we think of Jehovah's Witnesses and myself coming out of the religion, I always thought this religion did everything about the ministry. It was all about helping people in Africa, all about helping people all over the world. And now we're looking at the Watchtower in more of an unveiled way. And with the internet, we can see lots of things that the Watchtower is involved in. And this would lead one to believe that this is not really a religion. It's a real estate company. It's a company that is investing into the future. So when we think that the end is coming any day now, any day now, any day now, would not the biggest movement in the religion be to help people deal with end times all over the world? No, apparently not. Let's take a look at what's happening with Jehovah's Witnesses right in New York, right close to the Watchtower headquarters. So here it is. Here's the news. This is very recent. It was released March 21st, 2023. So this news is today. It was released today? From Tuesday, this news, because today is March 23rd. Correct. So Jehovah's Witnesses project in Rockland wins 1 million environmental awards. It is the only Hudson Valley winner in the New York State's annual Building of Excellence competition. So in this area, if you look at the map, we'll zoom in on the map there, and you see this is where the complex is going. And then you drive all along here. There's this little town here, and it says the residential development called the Residence at Sterlington, owned by the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, won a 1 million prize for environmental design. So we take a look at it. This is the building we're going to look at. Excuse me. And over here is the Watchtower headquarters. There's the world headquarters. So let's read about this building that they bought. They bought an old building, and New York, the state of New York, had a competition out that builders could enter, and there was $48 million in prizes. The Watchtower won $1 million for this building. So let's look at what they did. Rockland County, New York. A project planned in Sloatsburg is the only Hudson Valley winner in New York State Annual Building of Excellence competition, which supports environmentally clean, resilient, and low carbon or carbon neutral multifamily buildings. Launched in 2019, so the Watchtower is working on this for a few years ago. They started this during the virus. So launched in 2019 because buildings are one of the most significant sources of greenhouse gas emissions. This competition is the only one of its kind in the nation. New York is rising to the climate change challenge, and our building sector is helping to lead the way, said Government Kathy Hochul. Tuesday's announcement was made during an awards ceremony held in the American Institute of Architects in New York Chapter Center of Architecture in New York City. The prizes total $48 million. The residents at Sterlington won a $1 million prize, and the estimate cost of the development at the 155 Sterling Mine Road is roughly $168 million, and completion is expected in 2027. So there you have it. The Watchtower has invested into this single property $168 million commitment, which they get $1 million off. So now it's like $167 million. The project, the residence at Sterlington, construction type, new construction, market sector, high-rise multifamily, development by Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York, designed by Bard Rao and Athenas Consulting Engineers, whoever they are. And the project comprises of 645 market rate units designed and built to achieve Energy Star and LEED standards, state officials said in their description of the winners. Highlights include, now 645, we did the math on 168 million, is about 260,000 per condominium. That's what the condominium cost the developer. So usually a developer tries to sell and make a profit. So it'd be hard to say what those condos are worth. 300,000. It's hard to say. They're pretty expensive condos. 260,000. It says the project comprises of 645 market rate units designed and built to achieve Energy Star standards. So goes on to talk about it here. The complexes will feature mass timber structural systems, reducing embodied carbon, green roofs, and an energy recovery system on the building's drain system. Heating and cooling will be centralized from a closed loop geothermal system comprised of 280 wells at 800-foot depth, the largest to date in New York State. So they're going for geothermal heating in this project. Aggressive heat recovery strategies and the use of on-site renewables, and that's 3,200 kilowatts. So we take, if we want to know the actual wattage, a house will use about 3,200. So if you take 3,200 kilowatts, 3,200, that's what you could run a house off grid for. And you times that by 1,000. They only have 645 suites. So times it by 1,000, because that's a kilowatt, right? You have 3.2 million watts of energy. So divide that by 645 homes. You now have close to 5,000 watts per home. That's a lot of power in the renewable to run a home. 5,000 watts. So what this is grid tied. They won't use all that power, and the power that they're not using will go to the grid, and they'll sell energy back to the grid. That's how this works. There will be 40 vehicle charging stations and interior bike storage for 454 bikes. So the extra energy during the day while the sun's coming in will charge those vehicles before they sell it to the grid. So that is a good design. And it takes about 6,000 watts if you're going to charge your vehicle and live off grid. So the math looks right to what I see. It says competitors were required to demonstrate cost-effective low carbon or carbon neutral designs that are profitable for developers, offer predictable revenue and costs, and provide a competitive edge while creating a comfortable, healthy, and affordable space for the building occupants. Now, what I wonder is how much free labor is Watchtower getting from the people? Like how many people that Watchtower pulls in all kinds of blue collar people for free work. I wonder how many of those people are working on this project for Watchtower thinking that they're doing God's work. You see, Watchtower gets people involved in all kinds of real estate, putting roofs on old buildings, making kingdom halls, all for preaching the good news. This project is not a kingdom hall. This project is a housing designed to rent to anybody. Anybody can rent this. They'll probably have a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses lined up to rent it, but anybody can rent this project. That's how it's designed. It says the winning projects must also provide comprehensive data on design, construction, and cost that can be analyzed and shared to increase the number of low to zero carbon buildings in the New York State. So probably Watchtower is going to be making all kinds of articles bragging about this project because it's the one project that they've done in the whole wide world. Now, when we think of the Watchtower becoming a green energy company and doing this is the first time they dabbled in this. And I would think that Watchtower, rather than going door to door and having all those cars, 8.5 million people polluting the earth with vehicles, that they would push to stop polluting the earth and start planting some trees to make up for all the printing that they're doing. And that would be the next step. Now, all the other religions do that. In fact, the Mormons do that, the Seventh-day Adventists do that, the Hinduism, they have to plant so many trees a year to make up for the trees that they use. So Watchtower is the only one that's late at the game in putting renewable energy in. So now let's see we go on. So far, it has provided awards for the construction of 56 state-of-the-art new construction and gut renovation projects. So this was a gut renovation project, including over 1,300 units that will serve low to moderate income households, with 52% of the projects in disadvantaged communities. By improving energy efficiency in buildings and advancing statewide installations of on-site storage, renewables, and electric vehicle charging equipment, The state plans to reduce its carbon pollution and achieve ambitious targets of reducing on-site energy consumption by 185 blah 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 by 2025 BTU. So whatever that means right there. So the equivalent of powering 1.8 million homes. So that's the target. So the state plans to reduce its carbon pollution and achieve ambitious targets of reducing on-site energy. And this is equivalent of powering 1.8 million homes. So that's good. Funding for this program is through the State Clean Energy Fund and as part of the NYS CERDA, more than 165 million investments in new construction and gut rehab projects in the multifamily building sector, including market rate and low to moderate income. More information about this competition and the funding available through it can be found on this website. We'll just open this website. That's the end of the article. So this is the website if you're a builder and you want to get involved. Buildings of Excellence. It's a competition. What you build today is New York's future. And this is the program that the Watchtower got involved with. Now, I'm not going to play the video on this program. You guys can. I can leave a link to the article, and you can go and look at it a little further. So that's all we're going to report on today regarding what the Watchtower is up to. So we see that the Watchtower is no longer a religion. It is a real estate company, and it is now getting involved with competitions and building competitions. So what's new for the Watchtower? Last week Stephen Lett's a millionaire. This week the Watchtower is investing and spending millions into construction projects. So until next time, folks, keep living your life with love. Bye for now.